Good morning, everyone. How was your weekend? Did you have a good rest? How's everything going at work? I'm glad to see you again. Let's get started, shall we? I hope you had a safe trip. Thank you for meeting with me today. How have you been lately? It's nice to see you in person. How was your flight? Did you find the office easily? Can I get you some coffee or tea? How's the weather in your city? Are you settling in well? I hope the traffic wasn't too bad. How's your family doing? Did you enjoy your vacation? How's business been lately? It's been a while since we last met. I hope you're staying healthy. How's your new position working out? Are you enjoying the conference so far? I heard you got a promotion. Congratulations. How's the new office location? Did you have a chance to see the city? I hope you're not too jet-lagged. How's your team adjusting to the changes? Are you ready for today's presentation? I trust everything is going smoothly. How's your workload these days? I hope the hotel is comfortable. Are you free for lunch later? How's the new project coming along? I appreciate you taking the time to meet. How's your schedule looking today? I hope the meeting room is suitable. Are you comfortable with the temperature? How's your company handling the market changes? I hope you had a productive morning. How's the collaboration with your partners? Are you satisfied with the current progress? I hope the presentation materials are ready. How's your experience with our services? Are you planning to expand internationally? I hope the logistics are working smoothly. How's your team's morale lately? Are you excited about the upcoming launch? I hope we can maintain this partnership. How's your preparation for the quarterly review? Meeting opening and agenda. 50 sentences. Let's begin today's meeting. Thank you all for being here. I'd like to welcome everyone to today's session. Shall we start with the agenda? First, let me introduce our agenda items. We have several important topics to discuss. Let's review what we accomplished last time. I hope everyone received the meeting materials. Are there any questions before we begin? Let's move on to the first item. I'd like to address the main issues today. We need to cover 3 key points. Let's focus on our primary objectives. I want to ensure we stay on schedule. Please feel free to ask questions anytime. Let's make this meeting productive and efficient. I'd like to hear everyone's input today. We should aim to finish by 5 o'clock. Let's start with a brief overview. I hope we can reach some decisions today. Please turn off your mobile phones. Let's ensure everyone can participate fully. I want to emphasize the importance of today's topics. We need to align our strategies moving forward. Let's review the action items from last meeting. I'd like to introduce our guest speaker. We have a lot to cover in limited time. Please save detailed questions for the end. Let's establish our priorities for this quarter. I want to ensure clear communication today. We need to address some urgent matters. Let's create a collaborative environment. I hope we can build consensus on key issues. Please share your thoughts openly and honestly. We should document all important decisions. Let's maintain focus on our business objectives. I want to encourage active participation. We need to consider multiple perspectives. Let's aim for practical and actionable outcomes. I hope this meeting will drive positive change. We should leverage everyone's expertise here. Let's ensure we're all on the same page. I want to facilitate an open discussion. We need to balance different stakeholder interests. Let's work together to find optimal solutions. I hope we can establish clear next steps. We should consider both short-term and long-term impacts. Let's create value through our collaboration. I want to ensure we maximize our meeting time. We need to leave with concrete action plans. Expressing opinions and discussion. 50 sentences. I believe we should consider this approach. In my opinion, this strategy makes sense. From my perspective, we need to act quickly. I think we should explore other options. Let me share my thoughts on this matter. I'd like to suggest an alternative solution. From our experience, this approach works well. I strongly recommend we proceed with caution. Based on our analysis, I believe this is correct. I have some concerns about this proposal. Let me present a different point of view. I think we need to examine this more carefully. From a practical standpoint, this seems feasible. I'd like to challenge this assumption. In my experience, customers prefer this option. I believe we're missing a key consideration. Let me offer some additional insights. I think we should prioritize this initiative. From a financial perspective, this makes sense. I like to build on what you just said. I have some reservations about this timeline. Let me propose a compromise solution. I think we need to gather more information. From our research, the data suggests otherwise. I'd like to emphasize the importance of timing. I believe we should test this approach first. Let me share some lessons learned. I think we're overlooking potential risks. From a strategic viewpoint, this aligns well. I'd like to suggest we table this discussion. I believe we need to involve more stakeholders. Let me present the pros and cons. I think we should consider the competitive landscape. From a customer perspective, this creates value. I'd like to propose we form a working group. I believe timing is critical for success. Let me share some market intelligence. I think we need to define success metrics. From an operational standpoint, this is challenging. I'd like to suggest we pilot this program. I believe we should leverage our existing strengths. Let me outline the implementation steps. I think we need to address resource constraints. From a regulatory perspective, we must be careful. I'd like to recommend we seek external expertise. I believe we should communicate this change clearly. Let me share some best practices. I think we need to establish clear accountability. From a technology perspective, this is achievable. I'd like to suggest we review this quarterly. Agreement and disagreement, 50 sentences. I completely agree with your assessment. That's exactly what I was thinking. You made an excellent point. I couldn't agree more with that statement. That's a very good observation. I'm fully supportive of this direction. You're absolutely right about that. I share your concerns on this matter. That aligns perfectly with our objectives. I think you've captured the essence perfectly. I have to respectfully disagree with that. I see things differently on this issue. I'm not entirely convinced by that argument. I have some doubts about this approach. I think we need to consider other factors. I'm afraid I can't support that proposal. I have a different perspective on this. I'm not sure that's the best solution. I think we need to explore alternatives. I have some reservations about moving forward. That's a valid point, but I'd like to add. I agree with the concept, but not the execution. You raise a good point, however. I partially agree, but we should also consider. That's true to some extent, but I understand your position, but while I appreciate your view, I think that's one way to look at it, alternatively. I see the merit in that, but perhaps you make a fair point, nonetheless. Let me think about that for a moment. I need to consider that more carefully. That's an interesting perspective. I hadn't thought about it that way. That deserves further consideration. I'm open to exploring that option. That's worth investigating further. I can see both sides of this argument. That's a thought-provoking idea. I appreciate you bringing that up. Can you elaborate on that point? Could you provide more details? I'd like to understand your reasoning. What evidence supports that conclusion? How do you see this working in practice? What are the potential risks involved? How would you address the challenges? What's your timeline for implementation? How do you measure success? What resources would this require? Questions and clarification. 50 sentences. Could you clarify what you mean by that? I'm not sure I understand the connection. Can you give me a specific example? What exactly are you proposing? How do you see this impacting our operations? What are the key success factors? Could you walk me through the process? What's the expected return on investment? How does this align with our strategy? What are the main risks we should consider? Can you provide more background information? What data supports this recommendation? How confident are you in these projections? What assumptions are you making? How do our competitors handle this? What's the worst-case scenario? How do we ensure quality control? What's the implementation timeline? Who would be responsible for execution? How do we communicate this to stakeholders? What's driving the urgency on this? How we measure progress? What resources do we need to commit? How does this affect our budget? What's the contingency plan? How do we handle potential setbacks? What training will be required? How do we maintain momentum? What's the long-term vision? How do we ensure sustainability? Let me make sure I understand correctly. So you're saying that we should, if I'm hearing you correctly, just to confirm my understanding, let me paraphrase what you've said. So the main point is, in other words, you're suggesting, to summarize your position, am I right in thinking that? So essentially you believe, I want to make sure we're aligned. Let me verify the key details. Can we confirm the next steps? Just to double-check the timeline. Let me ensure I have this right. So our mutual understanding is to clarify the expectations, just to confirm the deliverables. Let me restate the agreement, so we're all on the same page about presentations and demonstrations. 50 sentences. Let me begin with today's presentation. I'd like to walk you through our proposal. First, let me outline the key objectives. As you can see on this slide, let me draw your attention to this chart. The data clearly shows that our research indicates. Moving on to the next point, let me highlight the main benefits. This graph demonstrates. I want to emphasize this particular finding. Let me show you how this works. The results speak for themselves. As illustrated in this example. This brings me to my next point. Let me demonstrate the functionality. The numbers tell an interesting story. This slide summarizes our recommendations. I'd like to focus on 3 key areas. The evidence supports our conclusion. Let me provide some context. This represents a significant opportunity. The trends are clearly moving in our favor. I want to share some customer feedback. This case study illustrates the potential. Let me explain the methodology. The competitive analysis reveals. This timeline shows our projected milestones. I'd like to address potential concerns. The financial projections are encouraging. Let me conclude with our recommendations. To summarize the key points. In conclusion, I believe the bottom line is this presents a compelling case for. I hope this presentation has been helpful. Are there any questions about what I've presented? I welcome your feedback and comments. Thank you for your attention. I look forward to our discussion. Does anyone need clarification on any points? I'm happy to elaborate on any details. Please feel free to interrupt with questions. Let me know if you'd like me to slow down. I can provide additional information if needed. Would you like me to go back to any slide? I have supporting materials available. I can share the presentation file afterwards. Please let me know if anything is unclear. I'm confident this approach will succeed. Negotiation and bargaining. 50 sentences. Let's discuss the terms of this agreement. I think we can find a mutually beneficial solution. What are your main concerns? I'm willing to be flexible on certain points. Let's explore some alternatives. What would make this work for you? I understand your position completely. Perhaps we can reach a compromise. Let me propose a different structure. What's the most important issue for you? I think we're close to an agreement. Let's try to bridge this gap. I'm prepared to make some concessions. What's your bottom line on this? I believe we can work something out. Let's focus on our shared interests. I'm confident we can resolve this. What would need to change for you to agree? Let me think about your proposal. I need to consider all the implications. That's a reasonable request. I think we can accommodate that. Let me see what I can do. That might be possible under certain conditions. I'll need to discuss this with my team. That's outside my authority to approve. I understand the constraints you're facing. Let's try to find creative solutions. What if we structured it differently? I'm willing to consider that option. I'm afraid that won't work for us. That's not something we can agree to. I have to push back on that point. That's beyond what we can accept. I'm not comfortable with those terms. We need to find a better solution. That doesn't meet our requirements. I think you're asking too much. We'll need significant changes to proceed. That's not in our best interest. Let's table that for now. Can we park that issue temporarily? I'd like to revisit this later. Let's focus on what we can agree on. Maybe we should take a break. I need time to think this through. Let's schedule a follow-up meeting. I want to consult with my colleagues. Can we continue this discussion tomorrow? I'd like to review the details overnight. Decision-making and action plans, 50 sentences. I think we're ready to make a decision. Based on our discussion, I recommend. Let's move forward with this approach. I believe this is the right course of action. We need to commit to a specific direction. Let's finalize our decision today. I'm confident this is the best option. We should proceed with implementation. Let's establish clear action items. Who will be responsible for each task? What's our timeline for completion? Let's set some milestones. We need to assign specific deadlines. I'll take ownership of this initiative. Let's divide the responsibilities. We should establish a project team. I suggest we meet weekly to review progress. Let's create a detailed project plan. We need to allocate sufficient resources. I'll coordinate with the relevant departments. Let's identify potential obstacles. We should prepare contingency plans. I'll draft the implementation proposal. Let's schedule regular check-ins. We need to communicate this decision clearly. I'll update the stakeholders immediately. Let's document our agreement. We should formalize this in writing. I'll prepare the necessary contracts. Let's ensure legal compliance. We need to start implementation immediately. Time is of the essence. Let's fast-track this project. We should prioritize the critical tasks. I'll expedite the approval process. Let's mobilize our resources quickly. We need to hit the ground running. I'll coordinate the launch activities. Let's ensure seamless execution. We should monitor progress closely. I'll provide regular status updates. Let's maintain momentum throughout. We need to stay focused on our objectives. I'll address any issues immediately. Let's celebrate our milestones. We should acknowledge team contributions. I'm confident we'll achieve our goals. Let's deliver exceptional results. We're committed to this success. I believe we've made the right choice. Customer service and relationship management, 50 sentences. How can I assist you today? I'm here to help resolve your concerns. Let me understand your requirements. I want to ensure your complete satisfaction. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I apologize for any inconvenience caused. Let me investigate this matter immediately. I'll follow up with you by end of day. Your business is very important to us. We value your long-term partnership. I'll make sure this gets resolved quickly. Let me connect you with the right person. I understand your frustration completely. We're committed to exceeding your expectations. I'll personally oversee this resolution. Thank you for your patience and understanding. We take your feedback very seriously. I want to make this right for you. Let me offer you some alternative solutions. We're here to support your success. I'll ensure this doesn't happen again. Your satisfaction is our top priority. Let me schedule a follow-up call. I want to review your account personally. We appreciate your loyalty over the years. I'll have my team address this immediately. Let me escalate this to senior management. We're committed to continuous improvement. I value your honest feedback. Let me arrange a face-to-face meeting. I'll provide you with regular updates. Your concerns are completely valid. Let me offer you additional value. We want to strengthen our partnership. I'll ensure you receive priority attention. Thank you for your continued trust. Let me customize a solution for you. We're dedicated to your long-term success. I'll coordinate with all relevant teams. Your input helps us serve you better. Let me arrange for immediate action. We're grateful for your business. I'll make sure you're completely satisfied. Thank you for choosing our services. Let me know how else I can help. We look forward to serving you better. I'm committed to resolving this today. Your success is our success. Let me ensure this meets your expectations. We appreciate the opportunity to serve you. Meeting closure and follow-up, 50 sentences. I think we've covered all the main points. Let's summarize what we've accomplished today. I believe we've made good progress. Let me recap our key decisions. We've reached consensus on the important issues. I'm pleased with the outcomes of our discussion. Let's review our action items. I'll send out meeting minutes within 24 hours. Thank you all for your valuable contributions. I appreciate everyone's active participation. We've had a very productive session. Let's confirm our next steps. I'll follow up with individual team members. We should schedule our next meeting. I'll coordinate the implementation activities. Let's maintain this momentum. Thank you for your time and commitment. I look forward to seeing the results. Please don't hesitate to contact me. I'll be available if you have questions. Let's stay in close communication. I'll provide updates as we progress. Thank you for your collaboration. I'm confident we'll achieve our objectives. Please share this information with your teams. I'll distribute the relevant materials. Let's ensure accountability for deliverables. I'll monitor progress closely. Thank you for your flexibility today. I appreciate your willingness to compromise. Let's continue building on this foundation. I'm excited about our future collaboration. Please let me know if priorities change. I'll keep you informed of any developments. Thank you for making this a priority. I look forward to our continued partnership. Let's celebrate our achievements along the way. I'm committed to supporting your success. Please reach out anytime you need assistance. Thank you for trusting us with this project. I'm optimistic about the outcomes. Let's make this a model for future initiatives. I appreciate your leadership on this matter. Thank you for driving this process forward. I'm confident in our team's ability to deliver. Let's maintain open lines of communication. Thank you for your patience throughout this process. I look forward to reporting positive results. This has been a very successful meeting. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Good morning, everyone. How was your weekend? Did you have a good rest? How's everything going at work? I'm glad to see you again. Let's get started, shall we? I hope you had a safe trip. Thank you for meeting with me today. How have you been lately? It's been a busy week, hasn't it? Are you available for a meeting tomorrow? Let's schedule a meeting for next Monday. Can we move the meeting to 2 p.m.? I'll send you a calendar invitation. Please confirm your attendance. Sorry, I have a schedule conflict. Could we reschedule? I'll check my calendar and let you know. How long will the meeting take? Let's keep the meeting brief. Let me introduce myself. My name is John, and I'm the project manager. May I have your name, please? This is our new colleague, Emily. Emily, please meet Mr. Chun from sales. It's a pleasure to meet you. I look forward to working with you. We've heard a lot of good things about you. Welcome to the team. Please let us know if you need any help. Could you please repeat that? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Let me make sure I understand. Could you speak a bit slower? That's a great point. Do you have any suggestions? What do you think about this plan? Let's discuss this further. I'll get back to you soon. Please send me the details by email. What's the status of the project? When is the deadline? We're on track to finish on time. We need to speed up the process. Can you update me on your progress? Let's set some clear goals. Who is responsible for this task? I'll take care of it. Let's work as a team. Please submit your report by Friday. Could you help me with this file? Would you mind sending me the document? If possible, could we finish this today? Please let me know if you have any questions. I'd appreciate your feedback. Can I ask a quick question? Please take your time. Let me know when you're ready. Is there anything else I can do? Thanks for your cooperation. We have a problem with the software. Something isn't working as expected. Can you take a look at this issue? Let's find a solution together. Do you have any ideas on how to fix this? I'll handle it right away. It should be an easy fix. Let me check and get back to you. Thank you for pointing that out. The problem has been resolved. This is John from marketing. May I speak to Ms. Lee, please? I'm returning your call. I'll call you back later. Can you hear me clearly? I'm sending you an email now. Please check your inbox. Let's keep in touch by email. Feel free to contact me anytime. Looking forward to your reply. In my opinion, this is the best option. I agree with you. I see your point, but I have a different idea. That's an interesting suggestion. I like to add something. I don't think that will work. Let's keep an open mind. Your input is very valuable. Let's vote on it. Let's make a decision. Is there any room for negotiation? Can we get a better price? That's a bit higher than we expected. Could you give us a discount? We're looking for a long-term partnership. Let's find a win-win solution. I'll discuss it with my team. We'll need some time to consider your offer. Thank you for your proposal. We appreciate your flexibility. I'll be visiting your office next week. Can you recommend a good hotel nearby? How do I get to your office from the airport? What's the weather like in your city? I look forward to meeting you in person. Safe travels. Do you need a ride from the airport? I'll see you at the lobby. Let's have lunch together. Thank you for your hospitality. I'd like to confirm our meeting tomorrow. Please let me know if there are any changes. I'll bring all the necessary documents. Could you prepare the conference room? Please send me the meeting agenda. Let's start with the first item on the agenda. Does anyone have any updates to share? Let's take a 5-minute break. We'll resume at 10:30. Thank you for your participation. I have a suggestion for improving our workflow. Let's brainstorm some ideas. Can we prioritize this task? Who will be the main contact for this project? Let's set up a follow-up meeting. Please review the attached file. Let me know if you see any mistakes. I appreciate your attention to detail. Thanks for letting me know so quickly. Let's keep each other updated. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Let's clarify any doubts before moving forward. Do you need any assistance with this? I'll be happy to help if you need support. Thank you for your understanding. Please complete this task by the end of the day. Let me know as soon as you finish. If you encounter any problems, just tell me. Keep up the good work. We can achieve our goals together. Could you please explain your point of view? I'd like to hear everyone's opinion. Let's keep the discussion constructive. We can agree to disagree. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. It's important to meet our deadlines. Let's keep our promises to our clients. Please double-check your work before submitting. Let's avoid making the same mistake twice. We all learn from experience. Let's take a moment to celebrate our success. Thank you for your hard work. It's been a pleasure working with you. I look forward to our next project together. Have a great day.